All right, so Monday Night Raw. It's like I feel like obligated to talk about it because it's a title. We got to talk about the women's tag team champions. This is the biggest joke of a division in the WWE right now. It's more of a joke than the belt that is actually supposed to be a joke, right? The 24/7.
Okay.
24/7 is actually supposed to be a joke. But the women's tag team, what the fuck are we... Is there just going to be two teams who vie for this the whole time, and then we're supposed to suspend belief because they're making Rhea Ripley, someone with a ton of potential. They make her look like a big fucking doofus, right?
Yeah.
She gets distracted. She gets beat by Selena. I don't know, man. It just seems like with so much...
Well, and the fact that like Zelina looks like a little midget next to her.
Yeah.
You know?
And size matters, and there's creative ways. When I talk about size, like Rey Mysterio, there's creative ways to make small guys beat bigger guys, bigger characters.
And it's believable, or at least like, okay, that could happen. But that situation was not that at all.
It's been like the last 3 weeks or the last 3 times that Zelina's faced Rhea Ripley, it's a, I gotcha, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're supposed to believe that like Rhea Ripley's just a big dumb person.
Yeah. Like
she can't fucking understand that, hey, they're going to try and fucking roll you up for a win. Mm-hmm. I don't like the booking. I like Zelina and Carmella as champions.
Oh,
I think they're awesome. Good, but I think you've got to that division needs more parity.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Who are the tag team women?
There's just not enough of them. They got rid of the Iconics. There's not enough. To me, when I lay out the women's division all the way through, mm-hmm. there's not a lot of wrestlers right now. Alexa Bliss is gone. Sasha Banks is SmackDown. She doesn't really have anybody she could partner with. Maybe Naomi and Sasha would be a good team. I don't know. They looked like they were pairing up Naomi with the Xia Li girl.
Oh, true.
So there's that, but
that's like 3 groups. I mean, that's not enough.
I just feel obligated to talk about it because it's a title belt. But honestly, I don't. It's one of those divisions. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about the WWE women's tag team division?
And it was
because
like 5 seconds.
They don't do exactly. That's my point. They don't give you a reason to give a fuck. I would love to give a fuck, but they don't give you a reason to care.
Exactly.
It's almost like, oh shit, we do have women's tag team belts, right? All right, well, put them on Zelina and Carmella, and I guess we'll find something for them to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit about it, but Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan,
yeah,
same booking style. I feel like it's a mirror of what's going on SmackDown, right? You have Liv Morgan, who was cheated out of her victory last week on Monday Night Raw. Then she comes out this week with the whole, hey man, you need to give me a fair shot. Becky kind of turns her down. She attacks Becky. Then Becky goes, you could have your shot. And then proceeds to beat the life out of Liv Morgan, right? Mm-hmm. Just sticks her arm, which here we go again, sticks her arm in a giant hole
that she can't move.
That she can't get her hand out of, and then proceeds to stomp onto the stairs, which never looked like she was stomping on the arm. That was bad work all the way around.
I love how they shake the camera when that goes on, though.
I noticed that real bad. WWE does this thing where, like, when someone's getting stomped or something's happening, the camera starts doing this, like, weird wiggle movement.
Yes.
And it does. It's like, I think it's just to give you the illusion of like,
oh man,
not
I'm being
able
shooken right now.
Well, you're not being able to focus on the fact that like they're not really kicking them. Yeah. Or not really punching them. And it's interesting. I don't know if I like it or dislike it. I noticed it more than ever this past week.
Makes me feel like I'm right in the action.
But here we go again, right? We're booking ourselves into a corner because seemingly, I agree with a lot of people that Liv Morgan is probably the most deserving of winning a belt at day one, but they're building Becky up to be this big bad monster. And if Liv doesn't win, then once again, it's like Becky Lynch is so good that she can do whatever she wants. She can taunt her opponents and then she buries them.
Yeah.
And it's starting to feel like who's next up to get buried? I'm not under the belief that like anybody can win. It just feels like they're protected. Now, that leads me to the question. I don't think they both lose at day one.
Okay.
I don't think that both Becky and Charlotte can lose.
No, it's got to be one or the other.
If you have to choose between the two, I think Charlotte loses first, and then I think that they're setting Liv Morgan up for a like triumphant win, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something else cheaty happens at day one, right? Becky does something even more devious, or gets herself disqualified, or gets herself counted out, and costs Liv the match again, and then we hit the home stretch to WrestleMania, and maybe they're building towards a WrestleMania match between Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, which I think with the right kind of storytelling could be compelling.
Yeah.
What else do we have on Raw? Oh, we had the Bobby Lashley Gauntlet.
Yeah.
So initially, I despised the idea of adding Bobby Lashley to the title picture because it's one of those things, I don't love Bobby Lashley's character. The way they've done this, I'm intrigued. Okay, I'll say I liked the idea of having a gauntlet style. I always love wrestling when you take one story and it kind of plays out through a whole episode of either Raw, SmackDown, Rampage, Dynamite, whatever it is. But you take one story and it intertwines through the whole theme of the night, right? Yeah. And so it was kind of cool to go, if you want in this match, you've got to beat the following three characters. And I liked the way they built upon each kind of like each step of the challenge. There was almost a logical way for it to end without Bobby Lashley just having to fucking murder and squash people. It was like Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens created their own fucking doom. They created the problem, right? Because you had the first match, which was Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley. Yeah. Good match, solid match. And then it looks like Bobby Lashley's going to get Kevin Owens into the Hurt Locker. Boom, quick tap, right? Quick tap out. Yeah. And that makes sense, right? Because if you're Kevin Owens and you know there's two more opportunities, you're not getting fucking hurt. True. And I liked his explanation. Nobody taps out of the Hurt Locker. Yeah. So what you accomplish there as WWE is you make Bobby Lashley look very strong and you make Kevin Owens look very intelligent. So you got what you needed out of that. Okay. True. So then we move on. Let's talk about Seth Rollins. The chemistry between Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens is fucking impeccable. There's something there. I almost think this is building towards a Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens tag team. Because I think they have the same chemistry that Jericho and Kevin Owens had. Okay. They can kind of bicker and argue, but they could be funny and friendly. I like the dynamic going there. I liked Kevin Owens coming over and being like, I'll go out there and help you, bro. I got your back. Yeah, yeah. And Seth Rollins being like, no. And then once again, showing intelligence, Kevin Owens comes out and gets Seth Rollins disqualified. Because
that was genius, bro.
That counts as a win for Seth Rollins. Now, here we go. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville come out, sling their fucking, their power around, restart the match, and there you go. Another solid way for Bobby Lashley to win a match that didn't make Seth Rollins, it didn't squash Seth Rollins. It just looked like, hey, we tried something, it didn't work. Fuck. Turn around, spear, it's over, right? Yes. Then you go into the last match with Big E and Bobby Lashley. That was pretty predictable at that point. I told you, right? Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are obviously going to come out, which they did. The swerve was that MVP was the real MVP, and he ends up coming up and using his cane to whack Big E in the leg and take him out. Good setup on this thing, man. Good setup for a fatal four-way for the WWE Championship. Now, if I start playing with odds, Bobby Lashley's chance to win this match, 0. Okay. Seth Rollins' chance to win this match, 25%. No.
I think his is higher. I think he could win.
I don't think it's time. I don't think it's time for him. I think so what I'm getting to here is I think it's they're either going to keep the belt on Big E, which is what I think they do ultimately, or Kevin Owens gets the belt. I think that they're ready for Kevin Owens to get the belt. And that's based on breaking news today that Kevin Owens has re-signed with the WWE. Damn. So no, we don't know how long or what the terms are, but the the rumors are that he signed a pretty solid deal with WWE, so he's here for the long term. So I could see them putting the belt on him. I also could see them though allowing Big E to retain, because Big E his character really needs the belt, and he needs a big, strong, like long feud. And I think that could be with Bobby Lashley. I think that Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins could do the buddy cop thing where they hate each other but they love each other. Have them accidentally win the tag team championship somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Where they're forced to tag together. That story could tell itself. It would be fucking gold. So I think that they're setting Big E up for a storyline with Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Because I think that makes sense for Big E. It's a big bad guy. I also think that they added Bobby Lashley to this match
to add size.
No, I think initially they thought we're gonna turn Kevin Owens, right?
Okay.
Because it looked like they were turning him heel, and then I think they looked around, the crowd fucking got behind Kevin Owens, and I think they said, "Oh no, we're gonna have to put another bad guy in this match because the crowd's too much behind him to make him the main heel of this match."
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on that.
All right.